Yeah, you read the title correctly. That title is absolutely going too far. Well, sorry Outemu Blues user. Anyway, we're back with the second part of modlog. In first part, I did a modlog with it by painting the case and metal backplate to white, and it turned out very cool. Now time to paint it some more, and then replace the switches to something better. Now I have soldering iron prepped up and ready to dish those sockets. With a horrible mistake I've done. Hey guys, TheTechOtaku here, and this is gonna be a second part of Armaggeddon MKA-3C for Psychfalcon. Modlog. I started painting the keycaps 3 months or so ago, and then I decided to do some tweaks with the case and metal backplate to make it look a tad better than that. But repainting the backplate is actually happening way later than that. Anyways, let's get to painting. Again. I couldn't find the 800 grit sandpaper in nearby stores, so I had to scrunch it up with one piece of hard sandpaper instead, and it worked. Kinda. I first washed the keycaps before proceeding to sanding. Sanding the keycaps with sandpaper is really time consuming, so I'll fast forward the footage. Oh boy. After done sanding it, then I painted F1 to F4, F9 to F12 keys in white. And then F9 to F8 keys and the letter keys in blue. Yeah, it took a while to get it done, but unfortunately, the paint amount is not a lot. I painted arrow keys first beforehand and then paint the rest. And I ran out of blue paint. Great. There might be a blue powder on the white backplate, but I will repaint it anyway, as you'll see why. Plus, I sanded the S key as I wear out the paint on that because I play Osu. Now on to reasons why I had to repaint the backplate. First thing was, I'm not happy with the finish that I get, and secondly, there's a keyboard branding above the arrow keys which threw some people off. I sanded it real hard till the batch was gone. Then I gave it another go since the last video. After seeing some noticeable indentation where the paint is peeling on that part, where the batch is supposed to go, I give it a sand and paint a couple more coats. And the finish is okie doke. I'm more happy with the finish now. And fast forward to a month later, I bought some anti-slip mat for cars just to try dampen the noise on the keyboard. I was originally going to save for new key switches, but I was too stoked to put it together after getting soldering iron. I was originally going to get Gatoron brown switches, but unfortunately, every item that has reviews on TechWare box Gatoron switches had no browns in stock. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So I may have to wait longer for them to get back in stock. Otherwise, I'll go with TechWare box Killbox browns instead, but I am concerned that their switches would stress some third-party caps including GMK ones, if it's made of ABS. Like, people had issues with box switches including keycap stamp, cracking, or leaving stress marks. Since I wanted to get a keyboard project done before 2020, I ended up going with box browns. While waiting for an order to arrive, I decided to desolder the sockets as well as all of the LEDs. Once I done that, I desoldered all of the LEDs and soldered the existing one to match the keycaps I wanted to get. As I started desoldering them, I accidentally touched the tip on the plate and made it ugly. So yeah, I had to repaint it again, but I'll save up for another week just to get a new spray paint. After the long wait, the switches arrived. But my soldering iron isn't working right, and notice the tip doesn't heat up. Otherwise, here it is. Killbox Brown. This switch has 3.6mm of travel, 50 grams of actuation, and 60 grams of bottoming out. I wanted a mix of not clicky and having tactile at the same time, so this is why I opted for one. You'll see the key stem that actually looks boxy, taking the key switch apart, and the interesting thing is that there's a top cover that covers up the contacts because, well, this switch is splash resistant and not waterproof. After third can of white paint bought, time to paint it yet again. Then I decided to do test fit, and the key switches fit onto the backplate, which is a good sign. On October 17th, I went ahead and soldered the key switches in the college since it has one for the final project, at least for the class next to my class, and oh no, the joints look bad. The whoopsie moment I've done is that I bought a lead-free solder before I even bought the soldering iron, so that might be the reason why it looks so bad. I posted a picture on r/mechanical keyboards subreddit, and there are a few people commented about my solder joint being so bad. Well, I tried because it's been long years since I started soldering back when I was in school. Thanks to them for the feedback, and I'll hopefully improve the soldering job in the future once I get better equipment. As for the soldering job, it was a breeze until it ran into a problem, and that is one key registers 2 rows at once, which can be a major annoyance. Fast forward to October 18th, I tried to fix the joint, but no avail. It still looks bad and it was even worse than before. So I gave up and had to do typing tests again. So far, no issues this time. If this keyboard dies on me, I can still salvage the key switches for a 60% keyboard build very soon. I have few more key switches left for anything else, so yeah. And we're finally done with the keyboard mod, with a bit of trouble finishing it. It wasn't complete without new keycaps, so I had to opt for one. So I'll save it for the third and final keyboard with modlog, which will hopefully happen if this keyboard ended up working fine. And yes, as said, killbox switches do stress most of the stems on the ABS caps, so yeah, I recommend PBT for that, which is less prone to cracking. Well, it had issues again as I'm writing the script. Ugh. Since the problem lasts for some time while unplugged, so far no issues. Perhaps it must have something to do with the circuit problems on the PCB. Perhaps the 2-row register problems could be with the LEDs turned on. But otherwise, this is one of the most stressful and pretty decent mod I have done so far. I'm glad that what I've done and the feedback from you guys at r/mk subreddit actually made me realize how bad my job was. Otherwise, before I end this video, here is a typing test. Getting this board completely working and stable wasn't possible, at least with this board, due to factory's dodgy soldering job, but hey, the typing experience is a joy to use for box browns and modded stabs. Since this board was working so far, I may put this board in my mechanical keyboard collection if it dies on me and get a better one in the future. Anyway, what do you think of this mod? Let me know in the comments below on what I should improve, at least try to, in a Mac keyboard game. If you want to solder keyboards like I did here, what can I say? I recommend watching Juju's soldering tutorial video. He made a great job at it. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching, and don't do a mistake like I did there. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out new videos like this. Anyway, catch y'all later. TheTechOtaku signing out.